Your YouTube live is up.
Hello, everyone in the studio.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello, hello,
I'm
hello.
well and yourself.
Great, great, doing good.
So sorry I will not be able to make it in person today. I apologize profusely.
Understood.
We understand. Wish you were here too, so we can meet you. Oh, I don't know. I ain't know she was still.
Yeah, she says.
She can hear you.
Hello, hello.
Hi there, how are you?
Fine.
In
That's
Paris.
wonderful. Once again, I apologize for not being able to make it in.
No problem. We understand. Thanks. We understand.
Question: How you?
I was looking forward to that after Robert told me that you guys are styling today, and I'm just like, I missed it.
Yes, you are.
But I'll see it online though.
Cool. Thanks.
I'll see it online though.
Cool. Thanks.
How would you like me to introduce the aspect of what you do with the marriage event that you had yesterday? How should I introduce that and like the podcast?
How do you feel? As far as the name?
No, like basically what it is.
What is it?
Let's see, what did I call it? I called
We didn't. We didn't call it a seminar, nor did we call it a workshop,
it. Mm-hmm.
because it was
Discussion.
an open
Mm-hmm.
panel discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That focused on what?
Um, it focused on marriage, how, and it was called He Said, She Said, but what is God saying? And it's basically was about marriage, the good, the bad, and the indifference, and how to keep your marriage strong through God.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, that was the gist of it.
Repeat that as soon as we get there.
Yeah.
You too,
Okay.
sir.
All right. So
Yes.
I'm back this up a bit.
So maybe it's about
This is my own view. We're going to do all of our announcements. We're going to start with your son, my Jean Credo, you know, the Bible that I have, and then we're going to incorporate everything else that you do along with the fashion, and also with the sort of workshop thing about marriage that you spoke of.
All right. So before we get started on this, 'cause I'm about to start the feed for the Facebook Live show. Do you want to address your?
It has everybody in it?
This has everybody in
Cool,
it.
that's fine.
But this has been going for about 2-3 minutes now.
It's fine.
So if you wanted, you could address this first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. Or do you want to just go?
Just
into
start right on there.
All right. So 10. Okay, they saw all of that. So,
That's what it's about, being yourself.
okay, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. You are now watching Mr. Robert Eugene Young
And Anika Terrell,
on It Needs to Be
how it
Heard.
needs to be heard.
Mhm. Now that you
Now that you
heard
heard it,
it, what will you do? As you can
what will
see,
you do?
there you go. As you can see, everyone, that I am here and Onika is not currently present in the studio. She is right now in New York, so she's gonna be calling in. So if you have any questions and/or concerns for me, Onika, for our guest, you can send them to our email address, and that's it needs to be heard with an S. It needs to be heard at gmail.com. And today, the name of our show is called New Beginnings Inspire. New Beginnings Inspire. And today, our guest is Mr. Maijan Credo, better known as
Project MC.
Project MC. And we met 2 weeks ago at Bowie State University, in which he's a student, and class is 2022. All right, and he's 18 years old. His major is communications broadcast journalism. He's from Bowie, Maryland, and also he came out of Bowie State High School, where he's still a bulldog for the high school and for the college. This young man also has toured the East Coast. He have been to many venues, which included middle schools, and also for the NAACP at the Convention Center in recent years. Also, he's a songwriter, producer of beats using Studio One. He's also he also does spoken word, and also he is a host. So we're very happy to have him here. Also, along with his parents, which also has a clothing line, and also they also have a marriage support ministry. And their clothing line, is called Michael Cradle Collection, the Michael Cradle Collection. So we're really excited to have you here today. Are you excited?
Yes, grateful to be here.
Grateful to be here. Right. Once again, I met all of them actually at the movement, which was sponsored by Mr. Ed Oles at edoles.com, which was for all entrepreneurs. And after the show, or after the presentations, I was there as a motivational speaker. Mr. Maijan came over to me and said, "Hey, you gonna take a selfie?" I was like, "Who, me?" But he was so genuine. His spirit, and also that same spirit of genuineness and creativity stems from his parents, as you can see with their attire. So we're going to focus on that very soon in the show. But we'd like to do some quick reflections. Last week's guest was Mrs. Simona Watts. She's an author and a public speaker on grief, and she was sharing about how she lost her young son to cancer, and how he passed away, and how she came through grief, and how she, even though she didn't use grief counseling, she used God's word and prayer and fasting to get her through. Some of the things she said when you're going through grief is that sometimes the best thing to do when someone's going through grief is to do nothing. Just say nothing. Maybe offer to do something around the house for them, like cleaning services, a gift card, cut the grass, or just give them a hug. But sometimes in our good intentions, we do try to say something encouraging, but depending on where that person is, the best thing you can do is just be around to support them, and while they're going through their grieving experience. Onika?
Yes, it was very, very informative with profound insights as to what you can do for those going through. She was very inspirational in the simple fact that she was very transparent to her situation, and it allowed her to be able to start the healing process despite the enormity of her loss. And a lot of the people that I spoke with afterwards really, really gave some great feedback concerning that, and we were so grateful for her on that. And as our listeners know, you and I both experienced our form of grief through our loved ones, loss of our loved ones, and we definitely was able to encourage, just to be encourage one another along this journey. And so it was a very powerful, impactful show, and we're so grateful to have her. But we're so happy to have our guests in the studio, although I'm not there, and I can see them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking mighty fine and mighty fly.
Yes.
And it's Majan, Mr. Cradle. I think that what you're allowing this time to come, thank you so much. You are very much welcome on It Needs to Be Heard, and we're so looking forward to what we're going to do today.
Thank you.
So I want to get quickly through our announcements, because we want to spend time on not just on Maijan, but also on the magnificent things that his parents are doing. And some of our announcements are the Peacock House, which is located in Upton Hill, Maryland, and basically it's commercial space for individuals who entrepreneurs who would like to operate either in sales or their products from one day or to long term. They can use this space. It's not limited to like products, but you can sell food from there, you can hold meetings there, you can hold sessions there as well, and you can get all of that information from Chi Chi is the point of contact. Her contact number is 240-304-9481. Her name again is Chi Chi. Even though she's a doctor, she's an optometrist, but she likes to go by Chi Chi. And her number again is 240-304-9481. Some other events that they're having there. Also, I teach my Zumba class there on Mondays at 7 p.m. And also every Tuesday from 6:30 to 8 p.m. they have diverse business meetings to attend, and also to invite guests to help strategize your business. Every Wednesday from 5 to 6:15 p.m. they have kids tutoring by appointment. And then on Thursdays, on this Thursday, on the 15th, they have Business Solutions Workshop with diverse speakers and vendors and sponsors. And then lastly, on the 17th, the Dr. Chi Show, sponsors and attendees needed. So if you have any questions about what I just said about Dr. Chi and her show, and also the Peacock House, you can reach her at 240-304-9426. Also this week, an extended, I guess a shout out or recognition of the Wyndham Resorts. I met a young lady by the name of Lauren, and she gave me the opportunity to take a look at the opportunities that they had at Wyndham Resorts. And if you're interested in finding out some type of travel plans for you and for your family, because vacationing actually is good for your health, her contact number is 202-713-0292. That number again is 202-713-0292. We are recording live, so that will not be edited. All right. Also, one of our prior guests was the DC Students Construction Trade Foundation, which is an accredited sponsor for skilled trades, education, and training for the youth and for adults in the District of Columbia. And a point of contact for them for more information and for those who would like to volunteer, businesses, architects, or construction companies as well. She can be reached at 202-399-4750 at extension 120. Her number again is 202-399-4750 extension 120. And lastly, from my end, because Onika goes to give some announcements as well, you have Nuvetica, which is a new app for helping pet owners to increase their health and nutrition for their pets. We have so many things coming around these days, but the technology has various research and home delivery for products for your pet. And if you would like any more information, any further information, you can call 240-258-7387. That's 240-258-7387, or by email, which is info@Nuvetica, and that's spelled NEVETICA.com. We hope to keep this show going on. This is our first season, which consists of 13 weeks, but we're already talking about extra shows because we have Majan here and his family. I'm not quite sure they're going to spread the word and want to get the same exposure that they are, so that we can continue to shine the light, not just locally, but internationally. Because even with the attire that I have on, it was a gift from a classmate. Her nickname is Bernie, but her last name is Okuro. When she went to Nigeria, she had this made for me. And one of the things that Chi does, she also has a clothing line from Nigeria that she sells through her space. And that was one thing I shared with Maijan before you got here. I would like to see how that can also can work with you all as well. So that'd be something that we can talk about soon, okay? I'm already excited, all right? Awesome, we're gonna take this thing international. So having said that, Onika, would you like to also share about how we can be supported with It Needs to Be Heard?
Definitely. We are located on most of our social media sites. On Instagram, It Needs to Be Heard. Twitter, It Needs to Be Heard. Facebook, It Needs to Be Heard with the dash between It Needs and Be Heard. YouTube, It Needs to Be Heard. It's streaming right now live, so please check that out.
Mm-hmm.
We also have our PayPal, where It Needs to Be Heard, at Gmail. And also, I believe it's Cash App. It Needs to Be Heard with the $sign in front.
Yes.
So those are, please check those out to inspire us and also bless us with expressions of love towards our upcoming project.
Absolutely. So, since we've gone through all of our announcements, because we have to show our appreciation to our sponsors and to our prior guests and for our endeavors, we are excited today to have Project MC in the house. And as you can see, he got MC from his name, Maijan Cradle. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm doing super fantastic. I'm really happy for you to be here. You and your parents, huh?
Good to be here. Good to
Absolutely. When I saw you, I didn't see your total performance as I was leaving Bowie State a few weeks ago, but I heard the first 3 lines and I knew that you were talented, but not just talented, but you were also aware. the term that people use today is called woke. You're woke, and you're connected with what life is truly all about. So I'm happy for you to be here. And before we get started, he's also on Instagram and Twitter at I Am Project MC. He's also on Facebook and YouTube under Inspirational Rapper Project MC. Also, if you need to contact him, and we will repeat this later, his manager's number is 240, I hope I typed this down correctly, 462-6133. That's correct. And also by email on Yahoo is TWND Cradle, and that's spelled CREDLE. All right, so what you been up to, sir?
I have just been working in the
Mhm.
books at school,
Mhm.
just grinding, just doing work.
Yes, sir. Awesome. And how old are you?
18 years old. I just
18.
turned 18 in September. Shout out to all the Virgos out there. Virgo Nation, we rule.
Absolutely. And as we go on through this interview, let us know at any given time, because he also provided 2 tracks that we can play. We can play that at some time in the show. And also as we matriculate throughout the show, we're going to also show pictures of the fashion line that his parents have, but he said so eloquently that he's the ambassador of.
MCC all day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Onika, she has some questions
Yes.
for you.
Okay.
I sure do. My God, thank you once again. So, I listened to 2 of your tracks. Awesome stuff. I really enjoyed that. And I wanted to ask, the first question is basically, what gave you the notion to do inspirational rap?
Well, it's 2 things behind that. One, with the support of my parents being solely in it, it's all I could do in the house. It's nothing else was going to come out of it. And 2, I just wanted something to stand out and be different. I was never the type to really follow the crowd. It was something that my parents instilled in me to always be different. And so with doing that, I told myself, I'm going to do this. I have to find a way to be different. And that becomes with it the notion of not cursing my rhymes and only spreading positive rhymes whenever I'm talking in the song. So with that, it's just being about being different and just standing out.
Awesome. You definitely stand out, especially with your music. It's definitely different from what we know today, mumble rap and all the different types of rap that are out there. And it has a meaning and purpose. The second song I heard from you was Shmoney. Tell me about that. How did you get the idea behind that?
So the idea behind Shmoney, I was crafting the beat and the thought of it was just like, saying Shmoney on this would be something nice to say. But the idea behind the song is just talking about Black entrepreneurship and just promoting more entrepreneurship in urban communities, and just instead of everyone thinking that they have to work for someone else all their life, just promote entrepreneurship and going out and being your own business owner and then providing others with opportunities.
Shmoney.
Definitely. Now, doing inspirational rap, do you get any negative reactions or negative comments, anything that will kind of, that's what you're doing?
You know, with it being inspirational rap, you would think that nobody would hate on it, but you would see that a lot of people don't take to it as you would encounter and think that they would. But with me, I always like being different and standing out. So yeah, I've run into people who would say, "Oh, why do you not cursing your rhymes, or why do you only talk about this and this?" It's because I have no problem with other music out there. I respect the artists, to each his own. It's just with me and what I want to do. I want to do something different. I don't want to. The game is convoluted with so much extra and so much of the same thing, especially in mainstream. So I said to myself, why not do something different? So there's definitely been people who don't take too well to what I do, but I can't force you to like it. Either you like it or you don't. You love me or leave me. Take it as is.
I hear that.
I hear it
I
too.
like that. Thank you so much. Where do you get your biggest inspiration, or find your biggest inspiration in your performances,
In my performances,
or in your songs?
in my songs, I'm definitely inspired by people the likes of, Mos Def, Kendrick, Nas, J. Cole, T-Pain, Travis Scott. Those are just some of the names that I can throw off the top of my head, but I pull my inspiration from a lot of different places for my beats when I'm crafting them and for my song lyrics when I'm making songs. So I have a lot of different inspirations, and not just one, but those are just some I can name off the top of my head right now.
Okay, great. Well, they say, when you inspire others, you may too get that same accolade later on. That guy, my John, he inspired me to do what I do now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So we look forward to that.
Thank you.
So here's the next question. Have you ever thought of giving up at any point since you started what you've been doing with the inspirational rap?
There's definitely been times where it's like, okay, it's like the easiest thing to do in the world. It's getting a little rough out there, but it's when you have times like that, you just gotta put on your faith and just know that the gift, I didn't give the gift to myself. God gave me the gift.
Right.
And so if I have the gift, there's apparently some reason why I have it. And so with doing that, it's just, when it comes to hard times like those, it's all about just trusting in Him and knowing that everything that you have and what you're doing is not for naught. I didn't get to where I am now to just stop. It was like, okay, put that to the side. No, it's a reason why I have that. I have more lives to touch. I have more things to do, more greatness to achieve. And so when I think about that, when hard times come, it just pushes me to keep going forward and stay dedicated.
Thank you for that. Robert?
Yes. Oh, you're right on time. We were thinking the same thing. All right. So, having said that, in the information that was sent to me by email by Mommy, thank you, and from the conversation that we had, there was one thing you were sharing with me about the Youth Entrepreneurship Expo that's coming up. And when is that, and what is that all about?
So the Youth Entrepreneurship Expo, again, talking about shmoney. It's about Youth Entrepreneurship Expo. It's about giving different youths and vendors the opportunity to showcase their businesses. Because a lot of times we think of so many great ideas for businesses, but don't have that correct support system for it and people behind it. So again, this event is dedicated to people coming out, supporting businesses in the community, in local community, and just helping network and just collect the bag, because you gotta make money.
Yes.
And it's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on December 15th.
Okay.
And it's at 5110 Nanny Helen Burroughs Avenue, Northeast DC, House of Praise Church. You can contact me, contact my mother for information on becoming a vendor. But again, it's just all about giving that platform and just help uplifting people in the community.
Yes. And what's the time again?
9 a.m. to 2 p.m. December 15th.
I'm really excited to hear that, because we have to, once again, create that platform. Many of us have ideas, but what happens is we didn't meet the right person or the right opportunity, and this is creating opportunities. And I would like more information about that, because when I did my business plan a few years ago, there's an organization for free called Operation Hope that's based out of California, but they have a location in DC that's open for individuals that need help with their business plans or to improve their business. They put you in front of investors and other accountants to help you move your business forward. So we're on the same page in a different way, but we're still doing our part to make life happen, not just for us, but for everybody. And you also have an album, and the name of the album is called Listener's Luxury. What a title. And also in the email, I said fresh new music on the way, but he already have a project that he released earlier this year called Listener's Luxury. And all the tracks that you sent me, are those on that? Okay.
Straight from.
Cool. And he shared with me that he have another project that he helped.
Ooh, let's save that one.
Let's save that, another project.
Just know it's more music coming.
Oh, no way.
Just yeah.
There you go.
Keep that one in tuck.
Right, I'm gonna keep that inside. Right,
Yeah.
you saw where I was about to. Yeah.
Keep that one
We're
inside.
gonna leave that inspiration
Yeah.
with him, so when it comes out, it's gonna be nice and
Just
fresh.
check out my page, follow me, and you're gonna see what he was talking about. Just stay tuned.
Absolutely, and he can be followed on Instagram and Twitter at I Am Project MC. Also on Facebook and YouTube as Inspirational Rapper Project MC. Is it possible that we can listen to some of the music now?
Of course, definitely.
Okay. Which one would you like to play?
We can play. Let's play Freedom first.
Freedom.
It's a good one. Let's play
We're gonna
Freedom.
play Freedom. So as we
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, misters and misses, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing very lovely. I want to welcome you to the Freedom Show. So here we're going to preach the gospel. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. We're going to do it up today. Amen. Oh, snap. So we a good one. Tell me so. Tell me now, freedom. Tell me now, freedom. Tell me now, freedom. Tell me now. Tell me if you want to be free. Tell me if you really do agree. Tell me that you know what I mean. I ain't no snake, don't be hating your lean. No lockdown, got the keys. Hey, what you wanna go by? Ain't no praise. Let me drop down to my knees and pray. I talk to God with the answer straight. Look at me, look at me, look at me. There's a piece that I got to give me. What makes you think I should go with a bucket sweet? I'm cooking up another one, get the recipe. Loose change, how better be? Love when the leaves, no one ever let it see. The people go up and let us see. If it ain't so good, won't you let us see? F to the R, double the E. Freedom ain't free, they double the V. Freedom for who? W-E, from the B, from the WWE. Put me back in the back, in the backhand. Back to the back of another black man. Black man, black man. If life is a game, what's the name? Black man. How are we the fellas? Got the answer. But we still ain't got the cure for cancer. Tell me if I go off on attention. All the lies, I can't stand it. Making stuff, I can't stand it. Making stuff, most is underhanded. All the hatred, I can't take it. Break it, Lord, help me, I won't make it. Tell me, is it just me? Am I the only one that wanna be free? Free from corruption, free from destruction, free from all the violence, all the crowds go silent, free from all the lies. One day you might, but I know it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better 'cause it gotta get better. It's gonna get better. If God got me down for whatever, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better 'cause it gotta get better. It's gonna get better. If God got me down for whatever, tell me if you wanna be free. Free man like I don't need a receipt. Free from the same mistake, don't repeat. Free from extra, I don't gotta deceive. Free from labels. Now would you look at me different as on the table? How would you feel with some tables? Spend this, spend you hate it, ain't it crazy? Say little brothers, that you hate me. Mental illness, they the same way. Give them more hate if you can. Why this thing do we play? No, I ain't no killer, no, I ain't no thug. Wanna show the truck? I can feed a hug, shout be love. What a church at? Short girl, like a little stop on the back. She's for like we, she now bleed. You ain't one to judge, don't believe. Now if I was a judge, you been there, did that. Couple schools, those by, jumping off the bottom. Might have run a couple wheels, got me had a couple wheels. Talk to the devil, made a couple deals. Might have been locked up in a pool by censor. Everybody perfect, I'm just ain't a sinner. Tell me if I go all the way. World is ugly, masquerading handsome. Feeling like I don't drink the panther. I just need all my freedom anthem. Or I mean like up, yelling anthem. This is for the people, freedom anthem. I have to preach, now that peace ain't done. Tell me, is it just me? Am I the only one that wanna be free? Free from corruption, free from destruction, free from all the violence, all the crowds go silent, free from all the lies. One day you might, but I know it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better 'cause it gotta get better. It's gonna get better. If God got me down for whatever, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better 'cause it gotta get better. It's gonna get better. If God got me down for whatever, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better 'cause it gotta get better. It's gonna get better. If God got me down for whatever, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better 'cause it gotta get better. It's gonna get better. If God got me down for whatever, let's get it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you truly have enjoyed today's work. Can I get an amen from the congregation?
Amen.
Can I get another amen?
Amen.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, the word of the
Word of the day is indeed freedom.
Awesome. I love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. Before we play the next track, 'cause we most definitely want to give him this platform as we help one another, we help ourselves. How can your music be purchased or acquired? Is it a way of purchasing your music at this point?
You can stream my music on all social music streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, any of them. Just type in Project MC, Listener's Luxury.
I most definitely was doing that. Let me see, what was the other question I have? Where? but it doesn't matter. So the next track is called what?
This is Shmoney, the track we're talking about, again, promoting wealth in the urban communities and giving others an opportunity as well.
Also, before you play it, engineer, that's what I wanted to say. So you also have books of poetry.
I am releasing a book of poetry soon called Project MC Read and Receive. And the reason it's called Read and Receive is I want you to read it, the different poems that I have, a collection of poetry, and I want you to receive something. It could be anything. You might receive something from it that I didn't intend for you to receive. So again, it's just about expressing myself and putting out inspiration out there in book form.
Awesome. That track ready? All right, Shmoney.
Mic check. What's up? Your boy MC. So you ever go get the headphones? Tell me what's the problem? Why you ain't know your emotions? Y'all into my situation without even knowing. Seems real like you was so mind blowing. So much trying to cover that goes without showing. Told them I take it time and the profit, predict the profits and pockets. Standing in the way of blessings, only you I'm blocking. Pulling for pocket, watch and worry about the next man. All for working together, trying to be the next hand. Black employed, food on the table. Everybody balls, so every cane is able. All black and tired, all black higher. And black was the skin of the one who was higher. Money talks, you don't need a translator. Black entrepreneur, we can all talk paper. I'm listening to hoes with the 444. Said the Mary in the mall when nobody's still poor. Blessings, throw it in the bag. So incredible, but nothing comes in a dash. Tell me what you rather, we're together or clash. We gon' be your bank account stacks with a stash. Oh, tell me why you mad. Saw what I had and you want it real bad. Ain't nothing to it, just get up in your bed. Work hard, play hard, go collect the cash. I'm like, oh, tell me why you mad.
Yeah,
Saw what I had
it's
and
nice
you want
though.
it real bad. Ain't nothing to it, just get up in your bed. Work hard, play hard, go collect the cash. Get that money, shmoney, go and get that money, shmoney, go and get that money, that's money, go and get that money, that's money, go and get that. The money turn a man into a monster. The money take your noodles and your lifestyle. The money have a hood, I'm talking pop money, have you going crazy talking to the doctor. With wealthy is best, don't pay me a check. Rather be the one to pay the check, can't do it for me. Gotta be the one to go and less. Now I ignore you. I'm working more, visible less. Working to be the best. Working just to be blessed. Working, give me your Franklin. Making rich, made an infinite number of things. Go and count me some things. I'd rather share the wealth. We run down in some lanes. I go down on my chain. Girl, you know what they hang. I'm spending all the materials. Let me use my brain. I use the money to give me a house and say my name. Put my children through colors, so now the chain of pain. Put your hands in the sky. Getting money and fly. Wait for most of the year. Gotta give me a share. They say life isn't fair. Never listen or care. God is touching my finances, and so I'm never scared. Oh, tell me why you mad. Saw what I had and you want it real bad. Ain't nothing to it, just get up in your bed. Work hard, play hard, go collect the cash. I'm like, oh, tell me why you mad. Saw what I had and you want it real bad. Ain't nothing to it, just get up in your bed. Work hard, play hard, go collect the cash. Get that money, shmoney, go and get that money, shmoney, go and get that money, that's money, go and get that money, that's money, go and get that money, shmoney, go and get that money, shmoney, go and get that money, that's money, go and get that money, that's money, go and get that.
Oh, but you see the video, man. This money that's falling in. We're about to.
I just want to be in a cameo. That's what it is. Cameo.
We got you, I promise, we got you.
Yes, yeah. What I appreciate, like I shared with you before, I sing, I play music, but like Pop said, old school. What I appreciate, first and foremost, I can understand everything you saying. Besides not using profanity or this derogatory statement, let it be racist or cultural or whatever. Man, I can understand every word. It's just inspiring. It's encouraging. It gives life. And we're here at E-Life Media Studios. That's what it's really all about. What we're doing with what we do. That was Project MC. Boy, you know what I'm saying? That was what's up. And this is so appropriate because Onika wasn't able to be here, but she's in New York, and we're talking about hip hop. Come on. I mean, God is good. I mean,
Thank you.
it's all lining up. So we're really excited about having Project MC here. Man, I'm just thinking about all the invitations I'm about to get for you, contact management, you know, AKA mom.
Momager, we say
Right.
momager.
Awesome. That was great. I'm serious. We will be in touch, and as we said before, you have others that we can also utilize this platform. And once again, we want to keep this going. We want to be a platform for so many people on so many levels. We know that as we help others, we help ourselves. So next is the parents, where this awesome young man
I gotta
came
talk
from.
now.
Yes. So we have Mr. and Mrs. Cradle here in the house, and they are here also a part of our show to bring exposure and platform to them with their products and what they're doing, also to support marriages. This is like really awesome because even with the conversation with Onika and myself, we talked about how married couples can talk about some of the things they go through. So when newlyweds get married, they won't be so surprised. So we're going to touch on all those things. And the first thing we're going to touch on is called the Michael Cradle Collection.
Hello.
What is the Michael Cradle Collection and what is it all about?
Michael Cradle Collection is new age, funky, fresh, hip hop, urban gear, basically. It's gear that'll have you not looking like everybody else out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how it's going to be different and to stand out, do our own thing and follow our own movement.
Yes, that's what it's all about. Yes. Would you like to add to that, Mrs. Cradle?
Yeah, he forgot to say it's one of a kind. Each piece is one of a kind. We try not to duplicate any pieces. So if people want to buy something that they see us in or somebody else, we tell them we can make it, but it's going to be slightly different, whether it's a color or that shirt might have 3 buttons, yours might have 4 buttons. So so everything is one of a kind. So we can stick to what we started, one of a kind clothing line for those that dare to be different.
I love that.
Something for you.
Say that again.
You have to leave something for.
Awesome, we're in this together. I'm really excited. So, and what they have on today is actually their own products from Pop to Mom and to Son. And Mom and Son was sharing with me how the shirt that he has on was his creation, but the pants are his father's creation. So as we are airing today, the pictures that were sent to me are being shown on the podcast and on the show today. So how long have you all been doing this clothing line?
Well, I think we started back in 2005, but it wasn't always called the Michael Cradle Collection. It was
Okay.
called the Elegant Travail, which means the stylish one.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did that until probably 2012, and we switched over to
Reinvention styles.
I'm sorry, 2007 we did the Reinvention of Style. We had a boutique, and then from there to 2012 we started the Michael Cradle Collection. And what happened, the reason we changed it was because we were sitting up there coming up with different things, and it was like it was Michael Cradle Collection. Then when you put it just had that ring, the Michael Cradle Collection.
It does.
So we kept it at that.
I like that.
I'll take that.
And with the previous title, and it was called, what language was that in?
The Elegant Travail is a French word, and it means, travail means hard work, but when you put the elegant and travail together, it means the stylish one.
I like that.
And I came up with that name actually years before I even met Mike.
Wow.
And then he allowed us to do it under the clothing line, and then we changed it to Reinvention of Styles because people were saying, wow, y'all just doing something totally different, something crazy, like I want it. So that's what Reinvention of Style. And then when we switched it over to the Michael Cradle collection.
Awesome. That's just that small section right there is it spans over years.
Mhm.
And I like to encourage individuals who have dreams and have inspirations or have desires and businesses and ideas to not give up. I remember growing up, you hear the term overnight success. No success is overnight. You maybe didn't hear about the person, you know, but nothing is overnight. Everybody has to grind. Anything that's worth it, like you said, is hard work. It's worth it. It's hard. Anything that's worth living for is hard work. And I like to inspire, to encourage anyone who has an idea, but it just haven't taken off yet. Like she said, she had this name years ago, even before she met Michael, and see how it materialized. So continue to hold on to your dreams. And the next thing is surround yourself with like-minded people. That could be one of the things that's not necessarily holding you back, but taking you to the next level. Because not everybody's going to be like you or have the ideas such as you, but getting around other business owners or other designers, whatever you want to be, so that things can truly take off. And before I give it to Onika, what was the inspiration behind the outfits that you have on? Because you have to see it. When he walked in, I'm about to tell some about external monologue, man. When they walked in, because everybody saw me just sitting in there on my computer. When they walked in, I was like, yeah, boy, I know somebody important. I was like, yeah, but they don't know who they are, but they look rich, for real. So what's the inspiration? What's the inspiration behind each one of your outfits?
Just bright colors. I mean, nowadays you see people walking around in basically blue, black, brown, and gray outfits. That's not us, right? We want to pop, stand out, have you looking at us like, who are they?
Yes.
You know, and,
We just see the world through color.
but
That's everything. Everything we do is through color. We see the world. If they tell us to wear black and white, we're gonna throw in a little color. We're gonna be in the policy, but we have to throw some color because we just see the world in color. We like bright, colorful things. Our house is like a Skittle, bag of Skittles.
Yes.
We love colors. We love unique, crazy things. And it's not so much as standing out to be seen. It's just expressing who we are. It's just us. And we didn't come together like this and we said, okay, we're going to do this. He was already dressing different when I met him. I was already dressing different.
So naturally, when I was had, hey, you can't be the dull one in the group. I stand out too.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm serious. So like you said, you stand out. And when I first saw you on the front row at Bowie State University a few weeks ago, I was like, I did say who are they? I did, you know, but in a wonderful way because you're so humble. Your spirit, just like your son, is so humble, so sincere. So you were sitting there, I was like, yeah, but your demeanor and your attitude, just like you're sharing right now, even the energy that you're sharing through the airwaves now, and I want everyone to feel that energy and to support them. And on that note, how can you be reached and pertaining to your products?
well, my social media right now is on Instagram, Mike Cradle, right? Well,
It's
she made them up, you know.
the clothing line Instagram is the Michael Cradle Collection. On Facebook, the Michael Cradle Collection. Our website will be up in 3 weeks, and it's going to be the michaelcradlecollection.com. And then we're also on another site. Is it?
And I'm on Twitter.
No, I think it's YouTube. Well, what we do, we post pictures every day of our clothing. So we promote on our personal pages too. We do a lot of pop-up shops. We have a show coming up December the 1st. It's not our show, but we're the featured designers.
Okay.
So yeah, we do a lot.
Email for inquiries. What? Email.
Oh, the email is twndcradle@yahoo.com. But our website going to be the michaelcradlecollection.com.
Awesome. And also with their products, like you said before, no product is the same. And I was just sharing with a relative yesterday, when you're growing up, you're trying to fit in, trying to be like everybody else.
That's right.
But then when you reach that place in your life where you love you for who you are, you're not conceited, you're not big-headed, you're just confident in who you are. And that's what it's really all about. So all you young people who's dealing with self-esteem issues or image issues, just be yourself.
That's right.
Just be yourself. And being one who have struggled with depression and self-esteem when I was younger, I can tell you right now that life is worth living. Life is worth living. And speaking about life, to me, the most important institution and relationship on this planet, except after between you and the Creator, is a husband and wife. And what these great individuals are doing, they have this marriage support agenda, ministry, workshops, seminars, world tour.
Yes.
We hope.
That it is.
Yes, we're going to speak into existence.
Yes.
Just yesterday, they had a panel discussion with married couples, divorced. That it was like open because they would expound on what it is. It was called. This was just yesterday, and it was open for married couples and singles to ask questions. It was called "He Said, She Said, But What Does God Say?"
That's right.
And please expound on that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing.
Sure. What it is we decided, because we see so many people get married and then get divorced. We've been married 19 years, we thank God. But
Awesome.
what we
Thank you.
what we decided from the get-go, keep God in it and people out. And that has kept us. So yesterday's event was to give an insight not on just our marriage, but another couple that had been married for 12 years. Then we had someone speak on divorce but not defeated. And we had someone speak on separated and stressing. Because, she's stressing the fact that she can't be married no more and she only knew him for a month. So what we did, and we had a great crowd, and we had young couples that were going through problems with the in-laws. One side didn't like the husband, and so we were able to help them. And like we always tell people, if you're going to be married, you got to be committed through it all. So, and the one thing you got to be committed to is God. You got to have that faith.
Yes.
Because it's going to get rocky, like the struggle is going to come, no matter if it's financial, if it's health, it's the kids. You have to keep God first. So we had a good time. I mean, people said their lives have been changed, they have their marriage. Then we spoke on those two that were dating. And, just trying to keep them, if you're giving away the milk, why am I going to keep paying for it? Why am I going to pay for it? So we spoke on that. We spoke on shacking. Some people are against shacking. I am against shacking, but I don't judge people.
Right.
But again, if I'm giving you the milk, you'll never pay for it. You're going to go out and buy probably a brand new thing of milk. And then some people are comfortable with 10 years, 12 years of dating. Well, what's the holdup?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's the holdup?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and so we had different couples and different people asking questions. And the thing that we got when we were walking out that door, well, when is part 2?
Exactly. I said that before you even said it. What you told me on the phone last night.
Yeah, because the thing was, you have to be transparent. You have to let
Yes.
people know. And we had no cut cards. We the best of friends.
Yes.
But we keep humor in it. Like, I'm a jokester. I think I'm a jokester. I like to have fun.
Yes.
And it's not about spending money, but keeping the marriage fun, keeping the family happy.
Yes.
And some people don't do that. Like one young lady, she was telling me that she can go days without talking to her husband. And my question was, I said, after the first day you don't talk to him, the second day he up and died. And then I left it at that. I didn't say no more to him. Afterwards she was like, wow,
Yes.
I never thought about it like that. So that's something to think about.
Yes, that's powerful. Yes, I'm all for Anika and I is here to support you. Anika, any questions regarding the clothing line and the marriage support initiatives?
Definitely. But before I begin, I want to say this is what the young people call family goals.
Family
Okay.
goals.
We have creativity all throughout, from the son with his rapping, to the parents with clothing designing. That's creativity out the box. And not only creativity, it's building a legacy. So I am excited for you guys and just, just happy and proud of them. Seeing we're not only promoting it, but knowing that there are people out there doing this, creating this, and a part of this. So thank you so much. Very inspirational.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So my first question, how much experience have you guys had in terms of sewing, designing, like how long you've been doing this prior to having your collection, this Michael Crater collection?
Well, I made my first bow tie 19 years ago. The lady who made my white dress and my bow tie and my cummerbund, she showed me how to make a bow tie in like 5 minutes maybe. So me personally, I don't know how to use a pattern, so I went home and I tried to make that same bow tie, I kid you not, from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I finally finished it, but I was determined to make that bow tie. That's where it all started.
Yeah, that's where it started from. And from there, it just expanded to other things, purses, dresses, like just different things. And we also can take something that look like one thing and turn it into something totally.
Yes.
Yeah, so we do that. So we make stuff, but then we recreate things also. And we've been doing it for a while. We are blessed to have, different pastors wear some of our stuff. We had Monica, the singer, her kids wore 2 of our bow ties before.
Awesome.
And we really had some success, but with success there comes some failure. So we're not in it for the money, because Mike still have his good government job.
Hallelujah.
But I left mine in 2005. I was a DC police, but because I knew this was my passion, I just got to keep pushing. We've had 2 boutiques. And we shut those down now because we want a bigger spot. We want something where his music could be in, our clothing line. We have shoes now. You can't see our shoes, but it says the Michael Crater collection on both our shoes. So we're doing something, and we want that great space. And not only that, we want, and I hate to go on, but we want a space where we have my son, with his ministry. He's not just a rap artist. He does empowerment speaking too.
Yes.
And so what we're doing now is trying to teach performance etiquette. Because a lot of performers out here, they don't know how, when you probably had some, when they get on here, they don't know how to speak. They don't know how to articulate.
Yes.
So we are trying to do an etiquette class for performers. And then the music, then a marriage thing. So we're trying to, if we could, and we know God is able to do anything, put everything up under one roof. And that's our goal.
It'll be like you just walk into the building and it's just different rooms for different things, like 10, 20, 30 different things, and it's just a big in-house thing with us.
In a lot of colors.
Oh, it's very colorful. We're gonna walk in thinking the art museum, but no, it's at the art museum. It's us.
Yes, I love it.
That's what we want to do.
But my next question I want to know is, what's the ultimate goal for the Michael Crater collection?
To be worldwide, to be
For the future goals, what are the future, plans? What do you see in the next 10 years for this collection?
to get me off my Metro bus job. Most definitely, you gotta do that. We just want to broaden our horizons and just, share what we have with everybody else, basically.
And to be able to have stores in Atlanta, that was the next plan. But I'm scared to go down there without him, and he ain't leaving his good job. But we're in the talks with someone else. But to have stores in Atlanta, in New York, we go there, and the first thing people say is, "Where'd you get that from?" And like, "This is ours." Where y'all got a store? We're like, "Not up here, but it's coming." So just to have different locations worldwide if we can, but just to be a household name. And never stopping, even if we never get to, the journey's been fun. I always say it's the journey, the fun, doing stuff with your family, and
Yes.
that's I'm happy like that. You know, yeah, we love the sales and, you know, we have good supporters, but that journey of doing things with the family,
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome.
Yes.
Makes you appreciate the end
Awesome.
also.
Now, a lot of people, the listeners, or those who are watching, the hat, this is Cradle. I might have to put my order in soon, because that's cute.
Thank you.
Oh, you talking about this one?
Who else
Who
has a,
I else? You know
who else
what?
has a hat?
You know what? Because I'm thinking about
No.
the hat to this.
No.
Oh, sure. At one time we had different people working up under us. So we had some knitters and we had some people to crochet. So sure. No
Absolutely.
problem.
Awesome. Robert?
Yes. Okay. Now, through all of this, and I shared this with your son before you came here, you were like, yeah, my mom and dad. That by itself, it needs a praise break by itself. It's like I said, some years ago, I came to understand the most important institution on this planet is the family. You know, love it, appreciate it, work. It's going to take work. Life is going to try to break it apart, but when you already know that when it happened, that it makes you more prepared. We are not going to always agree. We're already different people, just like our thumbprints are different.
Right.
But we are built to work together, just like with this show. We offering the opportunity with Onika. I wanted it to be a female. I wanted to be a female of color, so that society can see us communicating on a positive level. To show that even if not in marriage, but also just in business, we can work together, and therefore our differences or our lack of skill or deficiencies are not negative. It just causes us to work together. There are gonna be some things I cannot do, she would do, and vice versa. But in my upbringing, it was always looked at as being shunned upon. Oh, she can't do that. She has a problem. He can't do that. He has a problem. No, it was done like that by the Creator on purpose to cause us to depend on one another. So I'm loving it as a male and female, but also as a family. I'm loving it. I appreciate you. I'm gonna do everything in my power. You're talking about Atlanta, talking about New York. Another thing, even when I did the inspirational, not the inspiration, but the motivational speech at Bowie, that partnerships. We many times had these great ideas and we try to do them all ourselves. And the reason I know that because I'm talking to myself. I want this, I gotta do everything. But no, it's partnerships. So I'm most definitely what ideas that came to my mind, whoever I know is your friend, hopefully whoever you know are friends, and we're gonna make this work. All right, and it is a journey.
Definitely.
Once again, it's not an overnight success. Just put that time in, commit to it, and you can make it work. Do not quit. That's one thing I learned that I took from my entrepreneur class, that quitters never succeed because they quit. So I pray that you don't quit, still hold on. Monica?
Yes, definitely. And that's what needs to be heard is all about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only about, it's about partnership. It's about creativity. It's about inspiring. It's about sharing. It's about growing, helping those up, helping those along. This is not a solo. You don't have to go through life solo, basically. And your family, the Cradle family right there is definitely an example of that.
Yes.
When you they're not sharing just about, their fashion and, their talents, the back end, but they're also sharing the community about building the community through marriage. And that is what life is all about.
Yeah.
Building up, encouraging, sharing.
And Onika,
So we're grateful and honored, for you guys to even be a part of this.
Absolutely. And do you have a proverb to share with us from your country?
Proverb. Today my proverb is, now, of course, I have to preface everything by saying I share it in the Guyanese Creole form, which is a broken English form. And then I will definitely share it, of course, in standard English and do the translation. My proverb for today is, Allah, we are one family. The English translation is, all of us are one family. And when we're talking about family, we're talking about family that is not mother and father, not, father and son, mother and son. We're talking about community. Community that inspires and helps. Hence the reason for our show topic is, new beginnings inspire. And we are excited for that in our show.
Awesome. So as we conclude the show, we would like to also get the contact information from you one more time before we go off the air.
It's Tawanda Cradle. Their email is twndcredle@yahoo.com, and everything is the Michael Cradle Collection.
And Project MC?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am Project MC, inspirational rapper Project MC, on Facebook and YouTube, and all music streaming platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, all that. Project MC, listeners luxury.
In some of our future shows coming up next week, we will have Desiree Williamson, which I met at Bowie State University, the young lady that talked about legislation and writing laws and how to make a difference after we vote. The week after that, we have Waven White from Wildwood, and talking about health and grief. Also, we have Stacy, who is an oceanographer who studies fish populations for her academic research and now is working on ocean conservation issues. Also, Mr. Mayfield Small, our local Christian artist, and some of our also future shows will be on synthetic drug use, the terrible use of them, but in more detail, and also about the 5 love languages, also the joys of fatherhood, and one that I'm looking forward to is called Please Make Me Sacred Again. I Am Sex. Making sex sacred again. All right, because as we know, it's just thrown all over the place and not honored. And plus, individuals don't know the actual purpose of it and how it actually joins two people forever. So we thank you for joining It Needs to Be Heard with Mr. Robert Eugene Young.
And I am Onika Terrell. Now that you heard it.
What will you do? Thank you.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, she can stop.
You can stop. So I call you afterwards for the debrief.